If somebody's going to judge a person based on who they were when they were born, then fuck that person. Not fuck them, but like, fuck them, you know? Hey guys, so, how to do this? So I guess at some point I thought that I wouldn't have to disclose that I'm trans to people, or at some point maybe there's this like mythical stage somewhere in your transition where all of a sudden it's not an issue anymore. And in some senses that's true, and in others it's not. So for me, being trans is not an everyday thing. Like, I go through my day-to-day life not worrying about all the things that I've had to throughout my transition. I feel very happy with who I am and with my body, and that was not always the case. But at the same time, the way that other people see me is in some ways always going to be shaped by who I was born as. And so I'll give some details. I was supposed to be on a date right now. And before you're like, oh my god, you were supposed to be on a date, you're married, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever. So I was supposed to be on a date. And my policy before going on a date with somebody, because I usually meet people online, is always disclose before I meet the person. Always. And I was thinking when I was pre-op, one day when I'm post-op, I'll tell people, and they won't even care. They won't even care. They'll just be like, whatever, do you have a pussy? And I'll be like, yeah, I got a pussy. And they'll be like, sweet. And to be fair, sometimes that happens. There have been a lot of people that I have been able to date, that I've had relationships with, who wouldn't have dated me if I was pre-op. That happens. But at the same time, me and this person had been talking for maybe a week or two. We've been getting along really well, and we'd arranged to meet. And so I sent out a text this morning saying, hey, just so you know, I'm trans. Here's some like basic information. Ask whatever you want. If you have questions, feel free. Like, you're welcome to ask me whatever you want. And the response I got back was, oh, well, I'm not sexually attracted to transgender people. And my response to that is like basic, like, fuck you. You were attracted to me just fine before I told you this, and now all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm not attracted to transgender people. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm still gonna go to this place tonight, because that was my plans. And if you want to go, like, just as friends or whatever, that's cool too, because we've been getting along. I get back, oh, well, actually, so I'm gonna have to cancel, is what he said. And like, whatever, you know. So like that hit me a lot, and because it happens still. Like, it's almost been 10 years since I transitioned, and it still impacts me today. It impacts who I can date or who I can be friends with, or all these things. And no matter how passable you are, no matter how many surgeries you get, to some people, you will never be more than what you were born. And that was a hard thing for me to realize. But in the end, like, you can't think about it like that. It's not about me. I'm awesome. I'm an awesome person. It's about them and them being closed-minded. And the fact of the matter is, I don't want to be with somebody who's closed-minded. Ew. You know, like, I just don't want to do it. And so in the end, I feel like maybe a better way to look at it is that these people who are saying, oh no, that I'm not okay with that, I don't want that in my life. And if somebody's going to judge a person based on who they were when they were born, then fuck that person. Not fuck them, but like, fuck them, you know? If I had to put a number on it though, I would say there have been a lot more people who have said, whatever, pussy's pussy. And I'm like, yeah, It is. It is. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird being on here talking about this stuff. But I don't know. I was just feeling like really miffed about that this morning. Because like I'm supposed to be off having a fun date tonight, and instead I'm gonna be hanging out alone. And that's because some people out there are assholes, and I don't want to be with an asshole. So anyway, those are my thoughts around disclosure and what it's like to still have to disclose. I have plans to keep this post-op talk series going for a little while. I have several other things that I'd like to talk about and how my life has changed over the last 3 years. But if you have specific questions, if you have things that you want me to touch on, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear what you guys want to know about. I feel like there's not as many people out there sharing their experiences this far out. You know, a lot of people just sort of fade away, and I don't plan to do that. Anyway, it's been great talking to you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you later.